Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brother's Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ follower's perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with Katie Smooth at One Brother's Mind.
The time for scared, lip trembling, word changing, self-denying, compromising, knee shaking black people is over. If you have something to say, speak up with authority and conviction. If not, sit down and shut up. We have to have the power to tell the truth, to say whatever is necessary, to do what needs to be done, whatever it is, no matter who it may hurt.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Katie Smooth coming back at you with a new report. I pray you all are doing well. Shalom, family. In today's report, we actually have a breaking news story that we are going to share with you. A breaking news story. And that story, let's see here, having some technical difficulties. Give me just a moment, family. Hey, what is going on? Just a moment, family. Bear with me. Just a moment. Hey, the devil is always busy. Literally. Wow. Unbelievable. The devil don't want me to put this report out for some reason. Wow. Okay, here we go. Wait. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, family, here we go. There we go. All right. Some of you may. Wait, hold up. Oh, come on. Are you serious right now? Okay. Some of you may, or most of you may not have heard, literally breaking news today. Man, the devil's busy. Here in Indianapolis, yeah, One Brothas Mind, hometown. There has been last night, a basically terrorist attack on a Hebrew Israelite school for kids. Okay. On your screen, I show you to the top left. There's been local news reports on this. I only show you an image of that because on YouTube, some of y'all know the local news stations in your areas, they're starting to throw copyright strikes if we show their report, but their report is trash anyway. So I just show you that it's been reported all over our local news. This school is on your screen. This is the school, and they have a box truck in their parking lot advertising their school, as well as with advertisements of their schools on their front and side door. The door to the right, where the grass is the door facing the traffic or street. Okay. And then there's a door, as you can see there, to the left on the side as well. Okay. I've literally just done 2 or 3 reports in the last, well, let's put it this way. Ever since the war conflict jumped off over there between the Gaza Strip and Hamas and Israel, I and many other Israelites have been doing reports on social media. And I know I, for one, have been telling everybody, whether you're Israelite or not, just being so called black, be very, very careful. Be extra attentive to where you are, your surroundings, where you're going, etc., etc., etc. Because I predicted, and it's coming true, that they're going to be terrorist attacks literally on us, so called black people, and more specifically on us Hebrew Israelites who have awakened to the truth. Okay? Yeah, I know, I get it, y'all. But I predicted it, and like clockwork. And this isn't the only one. There's several others that have happened. There was one here I'm going to share with you in a moment. Palestinian pro-Palestinian protesters attacked a small group of Hebrew Israelites just out doing their street preaching. Got a report on that. So, real quick, I'm going to share with you, family. Here's one of the headlines online. Let me remove this text so you can see it good. And this was a woman that literally drove her car into this school. That's how she attacked the school. She drove her car into the school. This just happened yesterday evening here in Indianapolis. Like I said, this is right in Katie Smooth's neck of the woods. I literally could drive from my home and get to this school in approximately 5 to 7 minutes. Easy. And it's just one of the few schools that in our area here in Indy that have opened up to give us an alternative to the satanic school systems, the regular public school systems, and all the other crap that's out here. Okay? This is us, so-called, pulling up our bootstraps, providing for ourselves. In this case, an education option. Okay? And this is what happens to us. All right? So real quick, like I showed you on the first image, there is news reports. I'm not going to share their clip, but I do have a video clip I'm going to share with you of the actual woman. You're going to hear her words right when the officers were about to, and during the time where they were placing her under arrest in this clip. So you're going to hear her words straight out of her mouth, okay? Of what she did, why she did it, you know, all that, right? And then after this clip, we're going to come back and chop it up some more. All right, let's get to our clip here. In just a moment, family. Again, breaking news. Now, this clip begins literally. So be ready. As soon as it starts, you're going to hear the terrorist woman. You're going to hear her voice, and she's going to say what she has to say. And then we're going to come back after that. Okay, here we go.
Of course I did it on purpose. You think I'm crazy? No, I am not. Because seriously, this is at least what I can do, because I'm gonna kill myself if I don't do something with watching children genocide every freaking night. And when you get up in morning, evening, just seeing people dying. Yes, of course. I'm just here because if I don't do anything, I'm gonna really have a heart attack sitting in my freaking chair. I can't. This is at least, I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just freaking getting my anger out.
So, clearly, I'm going to run it back one more time for you. Give me just a moment, family. I'm going to run it back one more time for you here in just a moment. But clearly there is some significant ignorance that this lady and many others are displaying that are making these attacks on us. Clearly. Based on her comments that you heard, I'm going to run it back here in just a moment. Based on her comments, my belief is she is either a Palestinian supporter or pro-Palestinian or however you want to call it. And she drove through our hood, the black community's hood, and saw our school with our Hebrew symbol on it. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm going to explain that here in just a moment. And she just went for it in total ignorance and committed a terrorist attack. Okay? Here we go. Let's run it back one more again. Here we go.
I'm crazy? No, I am not. Because seriously, this is at least what I can do. Because I'm gonna kill myself if I don't do something with watching children genocide every freaking night. And we'll get up in morning, evening, just seeing people dying. Yes, of course. I'm just here because if I don't do anything, I'm gonna really have a heart attack sitting in my freaking chair. I can't. This is at least, I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just freaking getting my anger out.
Okay. I'm gonna run back in and I'm on the third time I'm gonna chop it up. All right. So, like I said, this just happened on the evening of the 6th. All right. And news reports came out this morning. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Here in Indianapolis. For those that are listening locally, right here. Okay, right here. All right. So this time we're going to chop it up. Okay, here we go. First, she says she did it on purpose. Did you catch that? Of course she did it on purpose. She's a terrorist. Okay? And what's even more disturbing is she took this action, this terrorist act, on purpose in operating in pure ignorance. You got people watching the propaganda on mainstream media here in the States and elsewhere, okay? Lies. And they're getting, the propaganda is doing what it's purposed to do, which is get people wound up in various ways. They want this type of stuff and worse. Family. And because they stole our symbol, I'm going to explain that in a moment, they know that we're going to get caught up in this as well, just like this exact situation. Okay? But it's deeper than that. Okay? Let's let it roll a bit. So she did it on purpose. She's ignorant to who she was dealing with or targeting, completely ignorant of it. Okay? Okay. She's saying she gonna delete herself if she don't do something. Okay, you got in your car. Okay, why not drive your car to the airport, fly over there to Palestine, and then decide what you want to do? You want to do something so bad. See, don't buy into the BS many people are expressing all this great emotion. No. You got all this smoke? Get in your car, get on a plane, fly back over there to Israel and in the Gaza Strip area, and then decide what you want to do. You're free to do what you want. You want to help? if I don't know if the lady's Palestinian or if what have you, or from that area, you want to help your people, go decide what kind of help you want to do over there. You got all this smoke, right? Let's continue. Like I said, she's sitting here watching the propaganda, especially the U.S. propaganda from mainstream media, lying. They are, when they see this, when the mainstream media and the U.S. government sees people acting out like this, they're smiling and laughing because this is exactly what they want people to do. Because the chaos that ensues, they're going to use it to usher in new laws and new things that they have been waiting to put in place the whole time. Do you see that, family? All right, let's continue. Notice how the Indianapolis Police Department and the fire department, you saw a fireman out there. Notice how they're handling an actual terrorist. They're literally sitting there allowing her, she's up to this point, she's not in cuffs. They're just having a conversation with a terrorist. Are you serious right now? This what we doing? Notice that. If this, well, y'all already know, if this was somebody so-called black that did this act, we'd be up under the car, tased, if they didn't delete us. They wouldn't be listening to us talk. They wouldn't be having no conversation. Let's continue. Now they're finally putting cuffs on her. She's not hurting anyone? I'm going to show you. How does she know she's not hurting anyone? Let's start there. How does she know she's not hurting anyone? Exactly. Let's continue. So it's okay to attack other people because you're angry about what you're seeing in mainstream media and on the news and what you're hearing about. So you're going to go out and attack some people here that have nothing to do with what you're angry about. Right? Why? That's the question. Why? Now, most likely in this terrorist case, she's completely ignorant to who she was attacking. I'm sure they've told her by now. She thought she was attacking a Jewish building or church or school or what have you. But I'm sure they were explaining to her that school you attacked, that wasn't a Jewish, that had nothing to do with anything Jewish or anybody Jewish whatsoever. What do you mean? What? It's got the Jewish symbol on it. No, ignorance. That's not the Star of David, many people call it, is not the symbol of the Jews. It's not. If you do your research, if you read your scripture, the whole Bible, you will come to learn they stole not only our identity, but they stole our treasures and even our symbol. Do you see that, family? So, as I said, family, soon as this thing jumped off, I started doing reports like this one on your screen. I literally just did this report like 2 days ago here at One Brothas Mind. So, before we go forward, make sure you smash the like button, smash the like button. Go ahead and hit it right now. Share this report on all your social media with all your peoples, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we bring you the information and facts and truth you need. Okay, I literally just did this report 2 days ago. And I went into why, as you see, focus on the blue caption in the middle of this image. The lady in the white coat at this desk, she's an Israel official in Atlanta. And this blue quote is what she said at this meeting. She's an Israeli official. She said the major problem with Israel is with the young generation of the so-called black community. Why? What? We got no boom booms. We ain't got no big pow pows. We ain't got none of that. No boom. No boom booms, no big pow pows, none of that. We ain't did nothing to them en masse at all. So why are we a major problem to the whole country of Israel, where the Jewish people live as a country? Why? I don't know why I don't know if y'all hearing that little computer sound. I apologize for that. I don't know why that's doing it all of a sudden. But why? The answer is at the top of your screen. Because they know who we are. They've always known. Because they known they stole our identity, our symbols, our treasures, everything. At the time during the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 AD. They just took over everything, took everything. Okay? But I got a bunch more reports. Go to One Brothas Mind, go to especially the playlist tab, the biblical playlist tab. All those reports cover this issue in various different facets. Okay? With a whole gang of information for you. Biblical information. Okay? But they know. And why we're a problem, because the more of us that are awakening to this truth, the more their lie, their fraud is going to be exposed in the world. Because it's clearly stated and confirmed in Scripture. Okay? And you also, there's a gang of historical records and documents, old books that document what happened. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So, their fear is their lies and their fraud being exposed. Or, let's say, as it says in Revelations 2:9, when it speaks about those who call themselves Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Pause video. Look it up. Pull it up. Pull it up on your phone. Revelations chapter 2, verse 9. Read it. This fraud was happening even back then. And it's been happening this whole time. Just been continuing. It was going on during the time Yeshua was literally here on earth during his ministry. I go in there, I show you all the scriptures, or I show you a bunch of them, and explain them. So, with that being said, family, I've been also reporting to everyone I can reach. They are going to ban the Bible soon. because the confirmation, the evidence, that's where it is. They have to get rid of the Bible because the Bible exposes their lies and them. And in the example of Revelations 2 and 9, as well as Revelations 3 and 9, it exposes them for being the synagogue of Satan, not the real Hebrews, not the real Israelites. We are. Okay, family? But I literally just did this report 2 days ago, warning us to pay attention and be aware of what's going on. Be aware of who's around us. I wouldn't have thought, I knew it was possible, but I wouldn't have thought something was going to jump off right here in my own community where I live. But it did. That's just how important being aware, family, of what's going on, watching what's going on is. Moving, not being out by yourself, moving as a team, as a group. When you go, especially to places where large people gather. I'm going to get into that in a moment, but they're targeting us, family. Not only the people that call themselves Jews, and not only people that are Palestinian descent or Palestinian cause, but the mainstream media is targeting us. I show that in this report on your screen and how they're doing that, which is causing or contributing to this literal terrorist attacks I just shared with you. Okay. But if you want to see that, how the mainstream media is targeting us, this is the report you need to check out on One Brothas Mind here on YouTube. Okay. Now, don't forget, quite some time ago, even the federal government started targeting us. Y'all remember when they announced that the Hebrew Israelites was viewed now as some sort of dangerous extremist, black extremist group? Remember that? All of this, they've been planning and putting all this stuff in place to make these type of attacks start to occur against people who have not done anything to the government. We ain't done anything to the country of Israel or Jewish people or Palestinian people en masse at all. Nothing. But we're under attack. They're targeting us because we're exposing their lies. Scripture exposes who they truly are. They're frauds. They've stolen our identity. Okay? Also, here's the other report. Literally, you find this right on One Brothas Mind. I just did this report about 4 days ago. In Chicago, some Israelite brothers was out doing their street preaching in their own way, spreading the truth. And a whole gang of pro-Palestinian protesters came up down the street. And on my report, some of y'all are only seeing one version or one clip of it. I got 2 clips. And specifically, I got the clip on my report that shows you what was happening before it jumped off here in Chicago. So you clearly see our Israelite brothers was in their own spot on their side of the street. They didn't do anything specifically to cause any conflict. The protesters came over to them, and that's when the attack began. But you can watch those videos again here at One Brothas Mind on this report. Okay, on your screen. And again, over and over again, I've been telling over and over again, we got to be aware of where we are, what we're doing. Even if, Like in this case, at the school, that school was closed. It's at night. They're not bothering nobody. They ain't never, it's a school. It's a private building. Here in the U.S., what does that school have to do with what's going on over there in the Middle East? Between Hamas, the Palestinians, and Israel, Jewish people. Nothing. Yeah. So, as I've said on all those previous reports I just showed you, everywhere we go, once we step outside our homes, family, and it does not matter if you claim to be Hebrew Israelites and you're awakened to the truth, or you just a part of the so-called black community. They're targeting all of us. Get this through your head. You say, why? Because that lady I just showed you, let me back up. This lady in the white jacket, the next quote she has after the one that's on your screen in blue, she says, Black Lives Matter is the problem. And to ignorant people from around the world, including this lady, Black Lives Matter, they're using it as a description for all of us so-called black people. They're ignorant to the fact that Black Lives Matter is its own separate group. And many, I would say the majority of us, are not associated or don't support Black Lives Matter because they started doing all kind of trickerations when they jumped off. I ain't gonna get into that. I can't. I've done it in previous videos where I explain that whole movement was, again, taken over. It was our grassroots movement that started there in Ferguson, and then all of a sudden it got hijacked. But I digress. So, again, whether we at on school campuses, college campuses, malls, the grocery store, church, wherever we are, we have to and should be taking extra steps to ensure our safety. Extra steps. That school, they're thinking, oh, we're inside, we're not bothering anybody, no biggie. And boom, here come a car driving through their wall. Now, real quick, I want to share with you. Let me see here. Let me go back. I got ahead of myself, family. I literally I sat down to do another report. I want to share with you some excerpts from this article here. Okay? So give me just a moment. I literally sat down to do a whole different report. And before I did the report, where'd it go? Oh, wow. Did I lose my report? Like, bear with me, family. Bear with me. Give me just a moment. I want to share some excerpts from this report that's on your screen. Wow, is it not giving me my report? Man, the devil is busy today. You hear me? The devil is busy today. Okay, let's see if I can get it together. All right, here we go. All right, just a few excerpts from the report about the woman that was arrested. She was arrested and charged, hear this, family, for criminal recklessness. That's all she's been charged with thus far. She committed a terrorist attack. They're having a conversation with a terrorist. And then eventually they got around to arresting her. And then they only charged her with criminal recklessness. Okay? It happened on the evening of the 6th, about 11:30 at night, near 35th Street and Keystone Avenue here in Indianapolis. For those that are local that may not know where this school is. Like I said, I can get there within 5 to 7 minutes, easy. And be clear, don't miss this part. People were inside the building at the time of the crash, but they claim or report no one was hurt. So she said she's not hurting anybody. Remember that? Okay. According to the police, they say the woman was driving. She told the terrorists, she told them she passed by the building a couple of times and saw Israel school on the door. Ignorance. Right? And she, as you heard in the video, was like, yes, I did it on purpose. And, you know, they go on about what you heard in the clip I showed you. And of course, he believed it represented Israel, all the country, and the Jews in some way, but it does not. Okay. Let's get some more here. Couple more notes. They said the FBI is working with the police, Indianapolis Police Department, trying to figure out what charges or additional charges should be applied. It's called terrorist charges. That's what charges should be applied. There was a couple more. Let's see here. They literally have the surveillance video from the, I suspect from the school itself, that shows literally what happens. I can't show you that again because they'll give me a copyright strike from the local media here. I actually got a pic, I believe, of the car. I'll try to show that to you guys here in a moment. Yeah, I mean, she literally just backed up into the building. Okay. So there's one of our brothers, a Captain K Post, if I'm pronouncing that right, that is the spokesman for the school. Of course, he said they're not a Jewish organization. That's a common misconception. Let's see here. And some other representative from the Jewish community confirmed as well. They have no affiliation with anything Jewish. Let's see here. The captain, our brother K. Posh, said 4 children and a father were inside of the building at the time, but reported no one was injured. The children are receiving therapy right now in regards to what happened, because that's horrifying. Okay, and again, the FBI is looking into what additional charges. Terrorism. Can you say that? That should already be on there. And it goes on in this article talking about there's been an increase. If y'all have been paying attention, this is not in the article, but the government has, the FBI released a list of cities that they suspect, terrorist attacks to jump off, to happen. It was like over 20 different cities in the U.S., right? But Indianapolis wasn't on that list. So that should give you an idea that you shouldn't be going by that list. It doesn't matter where we are here in the U.S. You need to be being aware of your surroundings. Okay? Let's see here. There was a couple more points I wanted to bring out. Let's see here. Again, Captain K. Posh for the schools, like, the black community has done nothing wrong or nothing to deserve this type of terroristic treatment against us, and we will not accept it. Okay? Let's say here. Couple of more points. There was one more point I wanted to make. Oh, well. Now, the Jewish community made a statement as well in relation to this, was like that threats against the overall, the real Jewish community have increased. Okay, and they're trying to again tell everybody to stay aware, stay vigilant. Okay, so with that being the case, family, like I said, we got to be paying attention. It's just no, especially like I said, it does not matter whether you profess to be awakened to the truth of who we are here in the States, the so-called foundational Black Americans, the descendants from the transatlantic slave trade. It makes no difference whether you profess to be awakened to the truth that we are the blood descendants from the tribe of Judah, okay? Or you're just calling yourself so-called a part of the so-called Black community. They're targeting all of us. Okay? So, again, go to One Brothas Mind. Check out those reports that I've shown you, and a bunch of other. If you want, if this issue, you want to get information and understanding on how and where the Bible identifies what occurred, the fraud that occurred, how we were replaced, our identity was stolen, our symbols were stolen, our covenant, our treasure, the Ark of the Covenant, I'm speaking, all of that. It's all in Scripture. All you got to do is read it. Now here, again, in One Brothas Mind, I got a bunch of reports that go over these Scriptures and show them to you, not to convince you, not to change your mind, but to give you information for you to use as a research guide, for you to do your own reading and research and study. And then, based on the information that you read for yourself, make up your own mind. Okay? That's what we're doing here at One Brothas Mind. So, yeah, family, it's going to get worse. That's the other point I'm trying to make here. So, in whatever capacity you're moving around out here in these streets, here in Indianapolis or in your city, wherever you live, doesn't matter. Whether you are a professed Hebrew Israelite or not, you're just a part of the so-called Black community. These attacks are going to get worse. Why? Because the government, the Jewish community, as well as the mainstream media, and many pro-Palestinians, supporters and what have you, they're all putting a target on us. Like we've done something wrong to them and we have not. We ain't got no big boom booms, no big pow pows, nothing. We ain't got no helicopters, nothing. To do nothing. We don't run none of their governments. We ain't got nothing to do with it. But for some strange reason, they're still targeting us and mad at us. Okay? So definitely have some serious talks with our kids, family, your relatives. Let them know they better be paying attention. They better be alert and vigilant, because more of these type of attacks and worse are coming. Right? I mean, when you really think of it, the school, it has its own property. They have a video security system at the very least. You thinking, is that secure enough? Clearly it's not. You know. So now they need to look at investing in getting one of those property or parking lot security lock bars in front of their driveway, so when their school is closed, they can lock that virtual gate to help prevent people from just driving up in. But is that going to stop somebody completely? No. Do they need their power tools? Absolutely. They need to be watching their surveillance system. How about potential motion detectors around their property? And of course, one of the issues is these things have a cost to them, family. You see, the school it literally just started. I became aware of it about, I want to say about 2-3 years ago. And I've been pushing it to a lot of parents, that didn't know about it here in the so-called Black community, as an alternative option to the satanic schools that most of us are stuck in and going to. But they're just getting started. Again, some of us are trying to do things to help us. This is one of those efforts. Before they can really get fully started and grow, here it comes. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this report in the comments. Let's chop it up there. And this concludes this broadcast for One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory and being on code is required. But never fear, Yeshua, the Christ, is with